Alright, I'm going to show you the quick and easy way to make some basic pizza dough right here. So here's our ingredients. We have some flour, olive oil, salt, some sugar right here, active dry yeast, water. This is a second bowl of flour. You'll see why in a minute. And beer, that's for me. Alright, so let's make this quick. First off, you're going to have your one bowl. I put about 3 cups of flour in here. I'm going to pour a little bit of water. I'm not going to give you any exact measurement because I kind of want you to see the consistency that I'm going for. I never use a recipe for this. So bear with me, I'm doing this one-handed. Alright, so it should be about the amount of water that I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed, so it's going to be kind of difficult. Basically, you want the flour to be saturated while you're doing the next step. Alright, I'm going to set my phone down for 1 second while I get this flour off my hands. And I will be right back. I'm going to go grab the bag of flour because I can tell this needs a little bit more. Alright. So I am adding a little bit more flour to this to create the optimal consistency. It should be a little bit dry because the second part of the ingredients that we're going to add are wet, so it's going to saturate the flour a little bit more. And during this process also, when the flour is kind of hanging out with the water, it's going to get a little bit more wet anyway, so it's in fact better if it's a little bit dry. That's actually where I want it, right there. One sec while I'm ripping all this shit off my hands. I'll give you guys a visual. Alright, anyway, sorry for the blackness. Alright, so I've mixed my flour and my water. You can kind of see this mixture I got going right here. It's a little bit hard, a little bit dry. This is just flour and water again. And you notice I left a little bit of residue flour around the corner. I'm going to kind of save that for dusting in a little bit. In the meanwhile, while that's saturating, I usually like to let it saturate for like 5 to 10 minutes. And in the process, I'm kind of doing something else on the side. I got a little bit of flour right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of water with that. You just want a little. And what this is going to do is it's going to build some gluten strands of protein, which are going to kind of add to that stretchiness to that dough. So I add a little bit of water, a little bit more. just a little bit more. That may or may not be too much. That's a little bit much, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour to that. And I got my bin of flour right here. Alright. This is extremely hard to do with one hand. Alright. So what you want to do is once you mix in a separate bowl this flour and water, you're going to mix it together like I'm doing right now for about 2 minutes. And you're going to kind of start to see a change in the consistency of the flour. It's going to start to look a lot more sticky and a lot more stretchy. And that's those gluten protein strands developing. You can already see. You can see how like it's stretching, it's sticking together. So you're going to keep whisking that. I'm going to end it a little bit short just because I'm trying to keep this video not too long. And after you whisk it for about a minute and 30 seconds, you're going to add in some olive oil. Alright, so you're going to whisk this again until it all comes together. It should take about 30 seconds. Like I said, this is extremely hard to do with one hand, especially if you're trying to drink like me. Alright, so back to the whisking. Right, so you can see that's kind of coming together. So what you're going to do now, you see this flour mixture that I have here. You're going to want to dump all this into that. So let me try to position my camera so you can kind of see what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to dump all this mixture into here. Alright, so you can see I'm going to mix this all in. And you want to mix this in until it all comes together as one. And I'm going to try to point my camera down so you can see the cutting board I'm working with. Yeah, that's really hard to do with one hand. I'm getting flour all over my iPhone. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to make a part 2. So I'm going to end it right here.